I just want people to know, I want to say thank you for everybody who looked out for my father and everything, for the prayers and everything. You know, he got to go through surgery tomorrow, so pray for him. I just want to get that out the way. Thank you. Now, everybody wants to talk about the R. Kelly guilty verdict. I couldn't really get into it because I was dealing with my dad's situation, so let's try to get into it now. You know, we will be covering the R. Kelly situation on the Patreon only because YouTube frowns up with anything that used to say R. Kelly or Cosby. Now, this involves a whole bunch of dirtiness that goes along in the city. So, on that note, the Carcino for Life Patreon will give you the most glory you've ever seen in your life. When it comes to that, people saying I will not support R. Kelly. When did you stop supporting R. Kelly? Because if you supported R. Kelly in 1995 and above, then you was above all this, because all his dirt was done during those years. And we're going to get to that. This was an orchestrated attack on R. Kelly. This was not about, I'm sorry about that. This was not about anything he's done in the past, criminally or anything else. They wanted to make an example out of R. Kelly. And a lot of people like, why? Why would they destroy R. Kelly? Because R. Kelly had something that they wanted. He didn't do some things that he was supposed to do. And he didn't listen to good advice. R. Kelly thought he was invincible. And at the moment, I was like, oh, this stuff ain't gonna stick. Because 90% of this evidence is old. It's not even evidence. Like, you can't, statute of limitations, all this stuff. It's like, how? Why? Why are we having this conversation? You know, it wasn't even making sense to the average person. I'm like, this is just wrong. Like, all of it is. It just don't make sense here. It's like, no one is catching this. Like, this does not make sense. But people didn't realize it. R. Kelly had gotten to a point where he wasn't doing that stuff no more. You know, the people he had was legal. So we're going to get into all of this stuff. Since when did the government care about? If they cared about racketeering and sex trafficking, oh, there's a lot of other people they could have went and got. Thanks, Laquita. I appreciate that. There's a lot of other people they could have grabbed up and scooped up and did some things with. Oh, them demons R. Kelly had, they came back to get him. Demons came back to collect. And whenever you do dirt, sometimes your dirt comes back tenfold. And it came back here. I mean, R. Kelly ain't the only one that get away and do some dirty stuff. Jaden did some dirty stuff and got away. All these dudes done did dirt and got away. But R. Kelly had to be made an example of, because they wanted something and he didn't want to give it up. And they seeked to destroy him. And they used the city of Chicago, the police department, all the people wanted to make an example of R. Kelly. And these were mostly liberals and Democrats. There was a mute R. Kelly movement going on, period. Why are you talking about muting R. Kelly? His music. Why would that be your concern? Instead of lock him up, it was mute R. Kelly. Why you want to mute him? No one plays his music. Everyone stopped playing R. Kelly music. Why? It's because R. Kelly owned something that they wanted him to sign. We're going to go into a lot of these factors all on the Patreon, and then you guys will understand what's going on. I'm trying to tell you, there's a deeper rabbit hole going on. They just don't want you guys to know it. R. Kelly has signed away I Believe I Could Fly and a lot of his most popular and rich copyrights to his music to pay for his first trial. And he basically bought his freedom. And when it was time to circle the wagons, they circled the wagons. Now, R. Kelly, see, here's what people don't understand. R. Kelly is guilty of a lot of things, but what they was accusing him of was false. When they brought in a RICO, at that point, I knew he was going to jail. It may never see the light of day. They want him to term himself. He's worth more gone than alive. Because the moment he's gone, his music goes up 500%. Almost 5,000%. He's got classic, timeless music. Step Into the Name of Love can be played any day, any night, any time, and people gonna step. Step, step, side to side. We did it for love, girl. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, all these billionaires have been doing this for years and still doing it. They got a trafficking ring, but you want to grab R. Kelly and say R. Kelly is the ringleader? They've actually used that word. And they use puppet kumbaya sellouts. That's who they use. Kumbala. So let me be the first to tell you. They coming. Them boys is coming. And they coming for heads. And we're going to talk about this on the Car Center for Life Patreon. If you're not on the VIP Patreon, you will miss out. And I feel bad for you because it's a lot. Even though it's a lot on the Patreon, this, I think, would take the cake. I think this is it. Really, the Eagles got a lot of problems at linebacker. Number 49 had a bad game. They were going right after him. He was just not effective at all. He was very poor tackling. You got a white linebacker out there trying to make hits and tackles, and I knew that was a mistake. Uh, they went after him all night long and exposed him, and they did basically basic plays. And Philly was being too aggressive, and they just used their aggression against him. And the plays they ran were so remedial that wasn't going to work on Dallas. Dallas knew what they were going to do. Dallas came right in and said, "Oh, this is what you running? Okay. So you gonna run this on us. Bet. This is what we gonna run." Dallas came right back and said, "Oh, we're going to," every third down they ran a screen. I mean, a dump off screen on third downs. It was ridiculous. They were getting away with so much garbage, and they was just playing off the over aggressiveness of Philly. A lot of mistakes. That's why I said the defense is going to look at this and feel really stupid, especially tomorrow when they hit the film room. Straight in. Now, everybody, Dak's the man and all this, but I just want everybody to realize what they were saying when they were saying don't pay Dak. I just want to hear those Cowboys fans say that now. When I was saying Dak was the best thing you guys have had, to luck up and get Dak, who's got great leadership skills. He's still not a great quarterback, but he does lack, I mean, he does have leadership skills, and that goes a long way. Plus, he can get you wins. He just can't prove that he can win the big ones. But so far, he's gotten you some wins, and he did a lot more than Tony Romo. Tony Romo was the most disappointing quarterback probably in Dallas Cowboy history. Super overrated, failed at every turn, but yet and still every season you're hanging on Tony Romo and he throws a pick six to end the Cowboy season every year. Every year. Yeah, the coaches, I don't know what they were thinking. Instead of analyzing the game, seeing what was happening, they were just letting stuff go. It made no sense to me, but just kept letting things go. So, it is what it is. But people live and they learn. They live and they learn. So, on the Carsino for Life Patreon, we will be covering this R. Kelly thing in full. But right now, I'm going to watch this.
Does Ms. Gorilla still work for the company?
It's my understanding she does, yes, sir.
Gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Johnson, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop.
Yeah, I know. Cowboys are once again believing in false hope, and it's gonna run out. And when it do, I'm gonna be right there to say, "See, I told you so." Everybody knows that I love to say those words. I told you so, and it's gonna happen again when I say, "Hey, I told you so. So, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.